How's everyone doing today? This is your favorite freight dispatch trainer, Antoine West, back at you guys with another video. So in today's video, what I want to talk to you guys about, I want to go over 20 questions most freight dispatchers have, right? 20 questions most new freight dispatchers have. So I'm going to go over these questions, just 20 questions. I know I get a lot. I've got these questions quite a few times over the years. So what I want to do is to go over these questions live with you guys. Those of you that are just now starting your freight dispatch business, or those of you who are, have been in the game some time, but maybe want some answers on a few more things. But what I want you guys to do, if you guys have questions, I'm going to go over these 20 questions. And like I said, these are questions I get asked a lot that I'm going to go over. But if you guys have any questions, what you can do, you can drop them in the chat box. I'm just going to go over these 20 questions that I have written down already. But any questions you have, if you drop them in the chat box, and then also if you could, drop them in the chat box. And what I'll do is I'll go back over those questions later on after this live, and questions that I see. What I'll do is I'll create content. I'll create videos, and or I'll come back here on live to answer those questions. And also, if you guys can hear me good, make sure that you text in the chat box for me that you can hear me, that we got good audio. If you guys could do that for me. Sometimes this technology doesn't work quite right, and we just want to verify it. We want to verify everything is good. So if you're here, if you could just put in that chat box that you can hear me, and we will keep it moving. So I'm going to go over these 20 questions. Like I said, guys, and anything, if you guys have any questions when it comes to starting your own freight dispatch business, if you want to make a lot of money in this business, if you want to make over $100,000 a year in this business, make sure you guys go to my website. It's AntoineWest.biz. Go to that website, and I can get you started, pretty quick. It's just up to you. I already have all the answers when it comes to this business. Anything that you need to know, I can give you that answer. I can give you that solution in my training and mentorship programs. So if you guys just want to click, if you're watching on a TV screen, you can click, scan the QR code on the screen there, and it'll take you right to my website. Take you right to my website where I have different options. I have a $50 per month, where right now it's $60. It started off as $50, but it's $60 per month right now, and as I add more value, the price will increase. So that's why it would behoove you if you enroll right now for $60 a month, and whatever price that you're enrolled at, you're going to be locked in that price for a lifetime. So no matter where freight dispatching goes, no matter what new ideas is brought to this business, I'll be constantly going back and updating that training and putting new information in there every month. And as long as you stay enrolled, it's a subscription program. As long as you stay enrolled, you will gain higher knowledge. But you will be enrolled for that $60, that $75, that $100, $150. That it might be $2,000 one day per month. So that's why I'm telling you guys to get in now and lock your price in at a low price, because I can't say what that price is going to be 2 months from now, 2 years, or 20 years from now. We never know. So get in at a low price now. Trust me, you will want to. I guarantee you that, because I'm going to make sure that you want to get in at this price, right? How I do business, I kind of do my businesses for myself. So what I would do to improve that course, to put the most amount of value in that course, I would improve that course over time, right? That's why I'm telling you guys in my videos, improve your business over time, right? So this is the only reason businesses fail, right? So you guys will hear all different types of reasons businesses fail, right? Businesses fail because the manifestation has weakened, right? Because when you first open that business, it has a lot of strong thought energy, a strong manifestation. Is probably something new, right? But businesses fail because they don't think of new ideas to strengthen up that manifestation, right? And then, of course, more people are going to come into the industry, and they're going to copy that same idea, and that idea is going to get watered down. So you can see it with any business. Businesses fail because of lack of new ideas, because when they add new ideas, new services, more value into their services and products, then that's what keeps the businesses going, right? So really at the end of the day, the only reason a business fails is because of lack of faith. Because I'll be honest with you guys, even in freight dispatching, I would have failed a long time ago if I didn't have the faith that I did, right? So it was several times in my business looking back that I could see myself failing, right? But every time what I did is I thought of a new idea. I added more value to what I was doing, and that attracted the right amount of customers to me, and I went from almost failing to doing much better than I have ever before. So anytime I almost failed in business, I came out better, right? So I'm really appreciate like every time I almost fail. I'm so thankful for that because that made me better in business than ever before, right? And that's something that I could only learn for myself. No, the outside world couldn't teach me that, right? So like I said, always update. Anything that you do, always update it. Don't let it stay the same, right? So speaking on that, I want to tell you guys before I go into these 20 questions, I'm going to go into the 20 questions in a minute that most new freight dispatchers have, but I tell you guys, it's not hard. So I figured this too. Before I ever started a business, I figured it wasn't hard. It's really simple. Freight dispatching, if you want to make $100,000 a year, $200,000, $300,000, I'm telling you, it's very, very simple. It's not complicated, right? Everybody else is complicating it, right? I'm going to put it to you guys simple. I've already explained this. If you watch my YouTube videos, if you really pay attention, I already know, I'm already teaching you to make millions of dollars for free, right? In my free videos. That's why I have no doubts about my courses, because I'm already teaching you in the free videos. But people just probably don't get it. You maybe need to explain to you more. Sometimes you need to pay money for a course to be able to speak with me one-on-one. But I guarantee you, if you listen to what I say, you will make money in this business. And you don't have to have any money starting off, because I did it. So let me break it down to you guys really quick. If you can understand this, you can understand how you can make a lot of money in freight dispatching or any other business, right? So like I told you guys in my videos, your UVP, a unique value proposition. You want to find a unique value proposition. You want to find something that makes your business unique that the other companies don't have, right? That nobody else is doing, right? So basically how you make money. A lot of people ask how fast can I start making money in dispatching? People ask that about any business. If you notice any business that people are about to get into, they always ask, how fast can I start making money? And there's nobody that can tell you, oh, 1 day or 1 month or 1 year. Nobody can say that. It's not a straight up answer, right? So this is the key. The more value, the more value that you put into your freight dispatch business, the more valuable you make your business than the competition, than what's already in the market. This is any business. So what I'm telling you, what I do before I get into any business, I take a look at the market. I take a look what's already out there. Then I go in my mind and I think, how can I add more value to my business? So, and I add the services, whatever I think that's missing out, that when I look at the other businesses, this is called doing market research. When I look at the other businesses and then I think of ideas to add more value, I'm thinking, well, it would be good if freight dispatching had this. Owner operators could use this. This would benefit them, right? So before I start any business, I have a notepad or a paper, right? And I'm in my office and I'm writing down everything that's going to make my business different, right? And add more value. So in my mind, I already know I got a better business than anything on the market, right? I already know, like, I'm the hottest thing smoking before I get into the business, right? So that's why in my videos, I've already told you guys to complete your business in here, right? My business is already completed in here, right? This whole time, through every day, week, month, I'm just working to the goal that I have in here. And it's coming, right? It's coming, right? So that's what you guys got to do. When you start a business, you got to get a UVP. You got to think of a unique value proposition, something that makes your business better than what's already on the market. And then you got to market that to as many people as possible. Another tip, I don't worry about anything in business, nothing at all. I have no worries, right? The only thing I worry about in business is offering the most amount of value to the most amount of people. I don't care about anything else, right? If I want more money, I offer more value to more people, right? If it's something I want, something I can't afford now that I want, I don't worry about getting the thing. I worry about giving more value to more people. So, and this is what I did. So basically, I'm telling you guys this information before we get started on these 20 questions. The reason I'm telling you this information is because my first month of business, I made $0 in revenue. My second month of starting my freight dispatch business, I made $20,000, right? But looking back on it, I did what I just explained to you guys, right? But I was new to business, just coming from working a full-time job, like a lot of you guys. I didn't know everything about business. I didn't know the next steps to take, things like that. But now, hindsight is 2020. I realized everything that anybody, the biggest people in business that's talking about right now, what they're talking about is what I did when I first started my business. So like I told you guys before, I was desperate, like a lot of people. I was desperate for clients. I was broke, working a job, living paycheck to paycheck, and I just knew I had to do something. I knew I couldn't stay at no job, working for nobody else all my entire life, listening to somebody else. I refused, right? That was like in my heart, like for real, in my heart. I don't care what nobody said, or whatever about business, about me starting my own business. I didn't care. I knew I couldn't stay on that job my whole life or retire from a job because that was going to cause too much stress within me. And I know I would never develop into the man that I want to be from working for somebody else, by having to listen to somebody else every day, by having to be at a job at a certain time, you right? And listen to somebody else that I probably could like run the operation anyway, because I always believed that I could be a business owner, right? So I was desperate for clients, right? Searching for like a month in my freight dispatch business, still with no clients, no revenue. And I'm starting to think like, man, I might have to go work on this job my whole life, right? I'm like, that's the last thing I'm trying to do, right? So I had a thought. I'm like, okay, well, if I want some clients, I'm going to think of everything I can do for owner operators, and I'm going to offer that value to them. In addition to dispatching, what I realized is everybody that was dispatching, they only were talking about dispatching. And then I thought about, well, it's a lot of other value that I can offer to my client besides dispatching. So I start offering that. I start offering to send in paperwork to their factoring companies. If they had a second truck, I started offering to find a driver for that truck because I started realizing owner operators were busy on the highway trying to run their loads and they didn't have time. They really, what it was, they really weren't putting in the effort, I don't believe, to find a second or a third driver because they had so much they were doing. But that's just a win-win situation for me because I'm like, I can just find a driver for them and charge them money. And now the owner operator has a driver and his truck is just not sitting. And I done made me an extra $300-400, right? So I started thinking like things like that, jumped on social media and start advertising it to people. Before you know it, I'm up to $20,000. So what made my success? Only two things. Business is simple. Business is very, very simple, right? What made my success is a great UVP. Like I told you, whenever you start a business, look at the market and then start to write down everything of value that you can think about. And that's what you're going to implement into the market. You don't care what the market's doing. That don't matter. It don't matter what the rates are. It don't matter what the industry's doing. All you're worried about is throwing out the most amount of value so you can attract some customers, so you can get some cash. This is business. We're just concerned about cash flow, right? We ain't worried about anything else. I'm just worried about cash flow. Cash flow is the blood of my business, and I need it. I need it. I need cash flow like I need air. I need my cash flow, right? And what gets my cash flow is by offering value, the most amount of value to the most amount of people. So like I said, it's two things that created my success. Offering a great UVP, which anybody can get into dispatching right now today and offer a great UVP. It's available to anybody. Nobody's holding you back from that, but you got to use your mind, which most people don't think to really like do something different or do something different than the competition or the market. So a great UVP is what made me successful. And then marketing online. I know how to market online. I know how to run ads, right? Video marketing like I'm doing now, right? Most dispatchers don't get this. You have to get your owner operators to know, like, and trust you, right? You put in a post out or you put in one flyer out somewhere, they don't know who you are. They not, they don't want to sign up with your company. But what I learned from starting my freight dispatch business, if you get on social media and you make videos, you can reach more people. So the only thing you got to do is get on video and talk about your UVP. You can talk about what makes your business different, and that's going to attract. Even the law of attraction, the law is in everything, even in the analytics. So you guys see it, you're going to be attracted to the videos you want to see. You're going to start seeing more of those videos. So you want to do that to owner operators. How you're buying stuff, you want to do the same thing to attract your clients, right? So that's why I even tell for years, how my elite students, my one-on-one students have been so successful for years because this is what I've been telling them. The same way I'm marketing to you, the same way you found my courses on social media, is the same way I learned to market when I got owner operators for my freight dispatch business. I'm doing the exact same thing, right? No difference, right? Videos, videos, videos. With videos, when you make the videos, people can see you then offering your UVP, and then a week later, a month later, 2 years later, people still watching those same videos, clicking on your links, going to your website, signing up for your courses, or signing up for, if you got a jewelry business, signing up for your jewelry, your t-shirts, your merchandise. If you got a dispatch business, they're watching your videos, owner operators are watching your videos, and they're hearing about all the additional value that you can give them, that the market's not giving them, that nobody knows, none of the other dispatchers are giving them. They're listening to that, and they're signing up with your company. So all we need to do when you join my program, well, I'm going to use my mind. We're going to talk together when we're talking one-on-one, and we're going to think of UVPs. We're going to start thinking together of additional value to add to your company, right? And then I'm going to teach you how to use social media to market that additional value to as many people as possible. And that's pretty much it, guys. You can start with $0, right? I probably answered a lot of these 20 questions. I'm going to get into them here soon. But that's the only thing you guys got to do. But what's going on in any business, why people aren't being successful, because they're starting it just like the market, and they're not getting any attention on themselves. But if I start my business with a much higher idea to offer more value, and then I get online and I start create the social media accounts, that's how sales are conducted these days, right? I still would advise to do like some cold calling. But these days, sales is conducted on social media, right? We're just all getting online. We're watching videos. We seeing posts. We clicking on links, and we buying stuff. That's how I buy the courses I buy, right? I buy courses. I go to conferences. I spend big money and go to conferences, and I learn things. I learn things on my own, and I take all this information that I learned, and I package it up, and I give it to you guys for a cheap price, right? That's what I'm doing, right? That's what I'm doing, right? I'm taking my knowledge that I learned from starting my own freight dispatch business, and I'm packaging it up in my mind and presenting it to you guys. And it's just up to you guys to use it. You know, if you want to make $50,000 a month, I said a month, but I meant a year. But $50,000 a year or $100,000 a year, $300,000 is too easy. It's up to you. You know, you got to market. So a big reason I was failing in the beginning, like I said, I didn't have a strong UVP and I wasn't marketing myself. So most people that get in this business, they're not going to put in near enough effort to market themselves. They're not going to put in near enough effort for brand awareness. But what I would recommend that you do to increase your faith, to keep your faith up in this business, just always think about where you want to be in this business. Think about, see yourself. I mean, this is what I did. I wouldn't be here if I didn't. I seen myself making $20,000 a month before I ever did it, right? So I see myself doing something and thought before I ever do it, right? So that's why I'm telling you guys to affirm your faith to the person you want to be, even in business. And I'm telling you guys this also, because this is where I'm going in my business, right? This is where I want to go in my business. And I don't need anything on the outside world to tell me this. I'm telling you guys what's going to happen. The law, right? The law needs to be reinstated into business in all areas of life, right? The law of attraction, right? What's happening in business in every area of life, including the trucking industry. And I'll speak on that. And I want to show you guys exactly what the problem is in the trucking industry. And this should amaze you guys, right? I'm going to teach you real business, not just some fake business book type business, but real business, right? So let me get on what's going on in the trucking industry, right? So whenever you guys probably see someone on like a big trucking magazine, on social media or whatever, talking about the trucking industry, they're speaking down on it, right? So the whole trucking industry is speaking down on the industry. We're keeping our thoughts in the negative about the industry, and that's manifesting into our physical world. That's what's going on. I don't care about rates. I don't care about the industry. The industry is mental. This world is mental. This is what's going on, right? So we're looking at the negative, but what we're not doing, we're not putting our minds on increase. It's the unlimited ways to make money in any business. So what the trucking industry does, we look at owner operators, right? We look at the FMCA and we look for a change with owner operator. We look for a change with the FMCSA regulations, or we look for a change with brokers, or we look for rates to increase. But the thing is, in any business that you're in, you never look for anything outside of yourself for an increase in profit, right? Anytime you want more profit, you go within your own mind and you think of ideas to add more profit. This is being shown in all industries, right? You can look at a store like Best Buy. It was a time in history, a couple of years ago, when Best Buy started to lose revenue. What did they do? Best Buy started offering you warranties. When you go to Best Buy, when you go to these stores, I bet every time you buy something from a store like that, electronic store, they're going to offer you a warranty, right? That was the increase in profit, right? Car dealerships do the same thing, right? In-house financing, maintenance, tire and wheel programs. Add all these additional ways to make extra revenue, right? But this is the problem with the trucking industry. This is what's going on with trucking. Everybody's just talking about rates and expecting rates to go up and expecting the government to change something, right? But if I want more revenue in anything that I'm doing, I'm telling you personally, I'm not going to wait on the government. I'm not going to wait on the world to change. I'm not going to wait on the economy to change. I'm not going to wait on my friends to change. I'm not going to wait on anything to change. I am going to change. I am going to create the change from within myself. I'm going to create an idea to make more money, right? So what the trucking industry has done, so many people have got into the trucking industry now that you can't make money off a load. The amount of revenue you could make years ago just off of loads alone isn't the same, right? And the answer, the solution is to add additional forms of revenue, whatever that can be. Go back to the paper, owner operators. Like I said, if I was an owner operator, I'm sitting, it's going on, it's 7:23 or whatever PM right now. I'm sitting, if I'm an owner operator, I never drove a truck in my life, right? Not one day in my life. But I'm telling you, if I'm an owner operator right now and I want more revenue, I'm not following everybody else. I'm not keeping my thought on what everybody else is doing. I'm at the truck stop, sitting in my truck, pen and paper, and writing down every idea I can think of. If I gotta get out my phone and get on YouTube right now and say, hey, I've been an operator for 10 years. This is what I learned, and start giving out information and start a mentorship program. That's what I'm going to do. And then people are going to learn from my mentorship program, right? If I have to start advertising, if I have a dry van trailer and I want to start advertising other people's businesses on the side of my trailer, and I want to make some passive income. Why don't you make some passive income in trucking, right? When we just get off loads, right? When we unattach our mind from what everybody else is doing and that same old talk, and when we get some money now. So really, if I'm an owner operator, when rates are down, that would bother me so much, and to force myself to think of some ideas to make more money, what would happen is I would think of so many ideas and so much extra revenue to make, I wouldn't even need to drive anymore. That's just me. You got to be hungry. You got to be with it. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't need to drive anymore. I'll probably throw another driver in there and have him drive for me. I'm sitting at home. I'm going to start making some passive income. I'm on YouTube. I'm like, hey, I went from owner operator. I was owner operator for 10 years. I did this. I did that. Now I got this many trucks. I got people driving them. Do you want to know how to do the same thing? Join my mentorship program, right? I mean, that's where the world is at now, social media, things like that. So what I'm saying, I'm not going to lie to you guys. If it's any way to make revenue, you better get it. You better get it. Also, we 25 minutes in. I haven't mentioned this, but I got, as you guys see, the roofing sales contractor. I got a live Wednesday with my brother. I know a lot of people have been asking information on that. That's another way to make money. So what you guys need to do, just like dispatching, you need to find low overhead ways to make money. If you don't have any money, it don't take money to make money. It takes ideas to make money, right? So go within yourself and try to think of ideas to make money without spending any money, and then attract that money to yourself. This is what I've done. This is why I'm telling you guys from experience. Attract that to yourself and use that money to invest in other things. Like you guys, I don't know if you can hear it, but I got my Presa Canario puppy outside. He's 4 months old. You guys will see him soon. But I would be breeding Presa Canario puppies for security, protection work. You know, these is bad boys. You know, my bad boy out there, he's smooth, right? You guys gonna be seeing him soon. But like I said, when I started dispatching, I had nothing. But I just made money with no money by thinking of that idea, my UVP, and I manifested that into the market. Then if you guys pay attention, My UVP is what the market is now, right? So that's why I can help anybody and everybody start a successful freight dispatch business, because I don't care about the market, because the market is my ideas. You see what I'm saying? Right. I didn't explain this, guys. I didn't explain this in a lot of my videos, but once I started to realize the market is my ideas, I said, it's on. I don't need to, hey, what I'm waiting on anybody for. That market is my ideas. What you see in freight dispatching right now is my ideas from years ago. And I got plenty more. I done learned plenty more within those amount of years. But let's get into it. All right. So you guys, by this time, you probably already know what freight dispatching is. That was my first question here. So freight dispatching, I'm going to switch over to my phone. If you guys need this remarkable tablet, it has been amazing for me to take notes and keep up on all my businesses. I couldn't do this without Remarkable. So probably leave a link in this video, but Remarkable 2, if you guys want to look that up, that's what I'm using for my notes. It updates on my cell phone here. So it really helps out. It really helped me to make a lot of money, to tell the truth, to have all my stuff wrote down and then be able to see it in my phone or wherever I'm at. Because what I write down are ideas. My ideas make money. So that's what I'm telling you guys. Just think about the idea to make money. Let's get it. Let's get it. Hey, if you guys need any training, if you want to skip this, I know I've been talking a lot. I didn't really mean this to go 30 minutes, but I am excited about what I do. I mean, what I'm excited that people can come to me or watch my videos on YouTube or social media or buy my training and then learn how to make money. To me, I've never been like a guy to show off. I don't care about none of that. And I can tell you why I don't show off too, but for me, the most important thing is people coming to me. That gives me an ego boost, right? That builds my confidence. If you can come to me, pay me some money, and then be able to make more money, like that's business. That's win-win situations. I love it. That's what you guys do. You want owner-operators to pay you some money for your dispatching fees, and then they will be able to make more money, right? You want them to be able to pay for your services and then make more money even on top of that, right? That's what business is. You want to create win-win situations. I want people to spend cash money with me, get this information, get this knowledge, and then transform the information and knowledge into dollars in your bank account. That's what I want to happen. I want you to use my information, my knowledge to manifest dollars into your bank account. So that's why I'm always going to try to push out so many gems. And I'm just going to try to be myself and give you guys my honest information on my channels, because that's going to get me the furthest, right? But freight dispatching, so basically a freight dispatching business is like a middleman between truck drivers and companies that need goods transported, right? So a good way you guys can think of this, that I like to think about it, as a truck driver, as a freight dispatcher, you're like the Uber of truck driving, right? Another reason why freight dispatchers can make so much money is because you're the Uber. You're the Uber in the trucking industry. If you think about it, if you own a dispatch company, it's like you having your own trucking business without having a truck. You're Uber. Think about the most successful. That's what I do too. I copy off the most successful businesses like Uber, Airbnb. You see how all these businesses, they're in a low overhead position, and they got the platform, they got the app, they got the website. They're like the broker, right? So as a freight dispatcher, you got the trucks. If you attract owner operators into your business, you got the trucks, right? So basically, if I'm a freight dispatcher, I'm dispatching 5 trucks. That's like owning a trucking company with 5 trucks. And then I'm sitting here in my office dispatching these trucks to different areas. So basically, as a freight dispatcher, you're going to be finding loads for owner operators, for truck drivers who own their own truck and equipment. And I would look at it this way. I would try to give the most value possible to owner operators to attract owner operators into my business. So when you come into dispatching, that's all you're worried about. You just want to give, and look at the industry. Owner operators, there's a lot of problems out there. So you're just here to solve problems. You're just here to think towards the solution. Like I told you guys, that's the problem with trucking. Everybody's thinking towards the negative. Look, in any business, right? So I think I left off of it a little bit. We only on the first question. I got like 19 to go. I'll try to get through this, but the problem with trucking is the same problem with many areas of life, right? We're not using the law correctly. We're playing a subtraction and division game in our minds, right? If you look at trucking, or you look at, people who want to be successful in life, look, check this out. People that aren't successful are thinking negative or thinking unsuccessful thoughts. And people who are successful are thinking successful thoughts. That's the only difference. Thoughts create everything, right? So with trucking, with business everywhere, with all areas of life, what we're doing, we're playing a subtraction and a division game when we need to be playing an addition and multiplication game, right? I only play an addition and multiplication game in my mind. I only add to my business in my mind. I only add to my success. I only add ideas to. I don't take away. I don't think doubt. I don't talk down. If you notice in my videos, I'm always talking positive. I'm always adding ideas, right? Right? Because if I'm not adding ideas, if I'm not doing addition and a multiplication, I don't need to be doing shit. I need to be keeping my mouth closed. Really what I need to be doing, because if I let those thoughts out into the world, that manifests negativity into this industry, right? So what the entire trucking industry need to do is focus on additional ways to make revenue, right? So that's the problem with the trucking industry. You got everyone in the trucking industry and on social media talking about rates, brokers, what's not going right? And we're manifesting that exact same thing into the industry, right? That's clearly what's going on. But if you get most of the people talking about how to add additional revenue, more forms of, how owner operators can make passive income. Is there any ideas to make passive income in a trucking business? Do you have to run loads? Is that the only thing you can do? No, but what we need to do is get more people's attention focused on that, and that will become manifested in the market. Basically, the market will catch up with our thoughts, and what we're thinking in our minds will become the market, right? And that's the only problem. This can go on for 2 years, 5 years, 10 years. I don't know what people who talk about what the FMCSA needs to do, what the government needs to do, what brokers need to change. I don't know if people think we're going to come to one day on the calendar and like everything is going to change like that. And the whole entire trucking industry is going to be different because the government, you waiting on the government. First rule of business, never wait on the government, right? Business owners that's why we're business owners, because we're not waiting on the government. We're thinking of our own ideas, right? Right? You want to get in businesses where you can think of your own ideas. So that's the problem with the trucking industry. We're not adding and multiplying. We're subtracting and dividing in thought, and that's manifesting into the market. And the day that the majority of the trucking industry starts to add to the market, starts to think of thoughts, how to add additional revenue, that's the day we'll have our savior. Basically, we'll have our solution. The day that happens, we'll have our solution. We're looking for a solution, right? But what we don't know is the solution is within us, right? The answer is within us. Anytime, any point I done came to in business, I couldn't go to the outside world and find a solution. The solution is within me, right? The idea to solve my problem is the same place my problem came from, is my own thought. So we need to start realizing how thought affects our business, thought affects our lives, and then it'd be easier for us, as basically human beings, to start getting to where we want to get, right? So this is the way the law works in our business, right? So what I wish to do, I can tell you the law and how to understand the law, and you can get further. You can know the law, and then you can take the law to freight dispatching, roofing, whatever business you want to, and as long as you're following the law or righteousness or right thought, you would get to where you want to get in your business. But right, look at it. We're thinking down on our businesses. Most people think down on their businesses. They doubt themselves, right? And then when they get that same exact result in the physical world, they're surprised, right? But we're not using the law, right? So I'm at question number 1, guys. But what I'm about to do, I've been talking over 30 minutes. So before we get into more questions, what I'm about to do, I'm about to take about a 1-minute break, guys. And if you guys just hang on in there with me. Like I said, if you got any questions, just type them in the chat box. Sometimes, like I said, I just get going and going with this stuff. This is what I love doing. This is part of my business. It's part of my income. And I'm doing what I love. I love doing it. I really love doing it, man. If you ain't doing what you love, you better start doing it. I'm telling you, do not live all your life not doing what you love. My own personal advice, I would not care about what nobody else says. If I'm not doing what I love or what makes me happy, I wouldn't care. I don't worry my mind with it, right? I'm just happy. I just be happy. So I'm sorry it took about 30 minutes. Well, I'm really not, because I hope you guys got some good information out there during these look, 34 minutes. Hope you got some good information that you can use, that you can implement into your business. I'm about to take a 1 minute break. Let me drop another gem on you guys because I'm just enjoying it so much. Another reason people aren't succeeding in businesses and in freight dispatching, they're not building systems. You have to think in systems. You have to think, basically you have to think how you want your business to be. You got to think in systems, and then your business will be built in systems. I made a video the other day talking about a pipeline. Your business has to have a pipeline. You have to think about UVPs, pipelines, brand awareness. You have to think about all these things before you start. You really don't. You can be like me and struggle in the beginning and then hope you just come up on it. Like, I guess I learned all this stuff for myself. And then it's easy just to think back on it and teach it to you guys, right? So yeah, we got to think in systems. Think about it. Nothing ever was built great. No city, no country, not a business. Nothing that was ever built that lasted was built without systems. You see systems everywhere. But why? The only reason people fail in this because they just come into it just like, oh, I want to start a freight dispatch business. Oh, I want to make a lot of money. It's like, no, I want to build a system. I want to build a machine that attracts money to me. I want to build a system with a high unique value proposition. And I'm going to put this system, this idea out into the market, and I'm going to attract a lot of cash flow into my bank account. That's the way to think about business. Not just like, oh, I want to start a business, right? It's like business. You got to think like a business person. But hey, check it out. I'm a little thirsty. I got 19 more questions. Hey, I'm going to go on a minute break. Go visit my website, AntoineWest.biz. If you guys need any training when I come back, I'm going to go over 19 more questions that most freight dispatchers have, most new freight dispatchers have. 1 minute break. I'll be right back with you guys. All right back here with you guys, how to get some water. Been dropping knowledge and gems, and I done gave thousands and thousands of dollars worth of information. So, excuse me, sometimes a man got to get some water. Sorry about that. Hit a key on my keyboard, but we back at it. Let's get into this. I got 19 questions. It's late. What are the requirements to start a freight dispatch business? So, the requirements, this is the type of businesses that you want to get into that's not heavily regulated, right? So business people, we like to get into businesses that we don't have a lot of regulation, right? So like owner operators, brokers, there's a lot of regulation in those businesses, right? So I try to shy away from those businesses. So freight dispatching, it's literally no regulation, right? Not in a bad way, not saying that it needs to be regulation, but as a freight dispatcher, it's not like you're driving a semi truck. We don't need as much regulation as an owner operator. That's why I would choose to start a freight dispatch business than going out, getting a loan, or using my cash and getting in a truck and doing all this stuff, and then having all that regulation, right? As we all know, in trucking, you can get a few hits on your safety record and your insurance can be revoked, you know? I mean, you literally see it going on all the time. So, but you're asking to get into a business like that when you're in trucking, right? But freight dispatching, you're providing a service, right? You're a service-based business. So that's why you don't have to have all those requirements, right? So for freight dispatching, you basically just need the knowledge. You need the knowledge of how to start, right? There's no requirements. You don't have to go out and pay anybody, or you don't have to get any certifications or anything like that. It's just up to you. If you're going to learn the knowledge for free and start the business for free, like myself, I started this business for free. I did get quite a bit of knowledge, but I didn't pay for any courses or anything, right? But I guess like if you guys go to my website and enroll in my course, you're paying money and you get in like really everything that I learned over the years, and you get in like straight up in a course. So I guess that's the difference. But I got a free course. You can watch my free YouTube videos, or you can just go purchase my paid courses and we can get right to it. Ain't no time to waste. You feel me? It's about what you want to do. But yeah, you don't need any certifications. You don't need to go out and spend a lot of money or anything like that. You just need to know like how to start and run this business, and then you're good basically, right? So the only thing you need to start this business. So number 3, this is a good question I always hear. How much capital is needed to start this business, right? So I see this in a lot of businesses, right? There's no certain amount I can tell you. I'm going to start trying to press through these questions because I am going to go through all 20 tonight, but I see I'm on here 40 minutes, so we got to get to it. Excuse me, guys, but you see that Navy and you see that Army behind me. I know how to get to it, right? When it's time to execute, I execute, right? Right? That's how you got to be. If you don't execute in this business, you ain't going to get nowhere. Let's execute. So the capital, I see it in a lot of businesses, right? So it's no certain amount that I can tell you. I can't say that you need $100 or you need $1,000 or you need $10,000, right? Businesses started with ideas, right? So you need ideas to start businesses, not money, right? So some people can start this business with $50 or $100, right? Or you can start it with $2,000. But if you got $2,000, you can use more of that money for marketing and other things like that, right? Which will make your business take off quicker, right? So it's no specific amount. You know, you do need eventually an LLC. And that's pretty much it. You know, everything else you need to run this business is like your cell phone, your computer, probably something you have already. You can run this entire business off your cell phone, right? You don't actually have to have even a computer, even a desktop, right? I started my business from a $200 laptop, right? And I made $20,000 off that $200 laptop that I couldn't afford when I first started my business. I started it on a laptop that didn't even work right? That was slow and was turning off on me and everything probably, but that's all I had. So I started on that and I started to get some owner operators. And then once I got paid for them, I went out and bought me a cheap laptop, right? $200. So you don't need much money and you don't need much equipment or any type of special computer or anything like that to run this business, right? So that was how much capital do you need to start? That was question 3. Give me a second here. Let me get to my next page. That's question 3. Question 4, what skills do you need to be a successful dispatcher? You need communication skills, organizational skills, problem solving skills, technical skills. And you need knowledge of the industry, customer service, right? So skills that you can learn anywhere, skills you can take some of my free training, watch some of my videos, or go on YouTube, watch some free videos, and you can get those skills, or you can always improve those skills. I mean, me to become successful to where I'm at, I have to read business books, marketing books, go to marketing conferences, sales conferences. You know, that's why most people aren't going to be successful, because they're just thinking about trucking, they're just thinking about dispatching, and they're not thinking about sales, marketing. Sales and marketing made me much more successful than thinking about dispatching, right? This is a marketing game. That's what most people are going to miss. Just a little quick information, because I'm supposed to be executing. How do I find clients for my free dispatch business? This is what I recommend you do. I recommend you taking out a piece of paper and a pen, and I recommend you writing down each and every idea you can think of to get clients. So if that's marketing on IG, Facebook, going to truck stops, doing cold calls, you do each and everything, right? That's what you do in business. These are called touch points. You write down everything you can think of to do, and then you begin executing on those ideas immediately. You come up with your UVP, you come up with your unique value proposition, and you start pushing that out to the market. Because when it comes to marketing, you just want to push that idea out. You want to push the idea, your unique value proposition, out to as many people as possible. Social media would be the best way for you to do this, because as I said earlier, you can reach more people. You can make one video once and it can reach many of people. Everything I'm saying in this video to you guys tonight is going to be seen by hundreds of people, and I only have to say it one time, right? So you market one to many. You don't do one to one, right? Well, you can do, take that back. You can go to the truck stop. That's one to one. You can do cold calls. I'm not saying don't do that, because what happens is On the cold calls, you learn things. On the cold calls, from cold calling those owner operators, you learn things that you can use in your videos, right? So it's a lot that made me successful that you guys got to put all this together. If you have the work ethic to put all this together, I mean, you can make 20, 30, 40, $50,000 a month if you want to. But most people ain't gonna do all this. I'll be honest, man. People, and I think anybody that ever became successful at anything, you should know that the reason most people aren't successful because they're not doing what's required. Of course, what you think, it's not the market, it's not the industry, it's not all these other factors why people aren't successful in any business. It's just like they're not taking the steps every day. And I ain't say for one day, I ain't say for 2 days, I ain't say for 2 weeks. For however long it takes to reach success, you got to do what it takes. The legal considerations of this business, most of the legal considerations is going to be on the owner operators. It's their company. We're just acting as a service provider. Think of yourself as a consultant. I just started to look at myself. I just consult owner operators, right? I just try to book the highest paying loads, get them the most revenue, and consult them on anything that I can. So that's why there's really no regulation, and there's no like legal requirements to come in a freight dispatcher because it's you're acting as a consultant. Let's get to number 7. What are the profit potential of the freight dispatching industry? I get this question all the time, right? I don't know. I don't know if nobody was making $20,000 a month by themselves in dispatching before I came in, right? So this is another mistake people make, right? Peep game. This is real business. People make this mistake a lot. What people do, people put their minds on what other people in the market made, right? And if you put your mind on that, like attracts like thoughts attract like circumstances in the physical world. So if you put your mind on what everybody else is doing right now, you're going to attract that same amount of money or even less probably, right? But what you need to put your mind is on a high level UVP, unique value proposition, and you need to implement that into the market. So there's no way in the world I would be able to put a cap on how much you can make in this business. I can't say because there's no limit on that, right? There's no limit to what a person can manifest into this market, right? Or any business. It's just about the value you put in and how many people you get that value out to. You get to a point you can't dispatch that many people. Well, hire some people to work for you and split the percentage, right? And you can keep going with that forever. It's just about how many people you attract into your business. So I would be worried about just attracting people into my business for the main part, right? Pipeline, right? So you can also do call centers. I got people who took my training, they have call centers overseas, right? They have call centers, right? I see people on social media, owner operators saying about dispatchers like, I guess they're foreign, they don't speak good English, things like that. I got people that went through my training courses, they got call centers in other countries, and these dispatchers speak perfect English. But of course, what did the people over there in the other countries, they smarten up and they probably think, well, if I can learn perfect English, I can get more cash flow, right? So they smart, so they didn't learn perfect English. So not even that would get in the way. So I got people with big call centers, right? That's what I do. I train people to start a large call center. You know what I do, you won't hear every day out there about dispatching, right? Because I do what's not done. I don't focus on what people are doing in the market right now. I'm way out, right? I'm way out. Right? That's why I don't know if I mentioned to you guys, if I finished it up, but I told you guys the law, right? I'm way out. The law of attraction is what's missing in every area of business, government. You can see it in the United States government. Look at the politicians. They're talking and blaming each other and talking about what they don't want. And they're not thinking of any new ideas. Government is supposed to think of new ideas. Businesses are supposed to think of new ideas, right? Anytime a government or a business isn't thinking of new ideas to strengthen up that idea, our government, your business, these are just ideas in your mind, right? And you put that idea into the world. So I can clearly see what's going on in the entire world. People are putting their thought because people are talking more about what they don't want. They're talking more about their problems than what they want. And it's clear and it's evident, and the law is being used incorrectly, right? Everywhere I look, I see it, right? So it's easy for me to think of solutions. It's easy to me to bring a solution about, right? Because I know how to use the law. And once you know how to use the law in business, in your relationship, in any area of your life, you just use the law. this life that we live is about using the law, right? So if you know how to use the law, you take the law to any business that you start, and then any business that you start is successful. I never did anything. Since I started my freight dispatching, I have never done anything that wasn't successful, and I would never do anything that's not successful, right? Because I come into it using the law. I come into it thinking of a higher level idea. I come into it by not thinking about what the market is doing, right? I come into it with more energy, really with more thought energy. My energy is higher than the market already when I come into it. So I have no other choice but to make money in all things I do, right? Right? Because you make money in thought, you make money with ideas. So that's the main thing people are missing. And once we start following the law, it'll be easier for people to become wealthy in this world, right? And the law says you should think about wealth, you know? The only way you're going to become wealthy is by thinking about wealth. Thinking about poverty, thinking about being broke, thinking about where you're at now, that will never make you wealthy. It only makes you more in poverty, right? So you got to think about what you want. That's what I did, right? That's why I had the vision board, right? When I first started my freight dispatch business, that's why I made a vision board and filled it up of everything that I want. I filled it up with everything that I have now, right? So that's why I'm saying I don't look to the outside world. I just put what I want on my mind and I get to it. I execute and nothing else matters. I have nothing else to think about. Let's get it. Let's get it. It's up. I'm telling you, you join my training programs, it is up. You can already expect increase because increase is upon me, right? Right? And every one of my students that join my training programs, if you join one-on-one, I'm telling you, I'm already looking at you like you have a successful business. So this is what I want you to know too. Before you join my training programs, I want you to believe that you be successful because this is what it is. If you join my training programs and I affirm my faith that you will be successful in this business, right? But I need you to do the same thing because my faith is already affirmed before you join, right? But what it is, you can never break your faith. If you want a successful business, you can never break your faith, right? I told you guys I would have failed a long time ago if I would have broke faith. But when I was failing, when my bank account was going down, I came to a point in my life and I realized I got to stop breaking faith. I got to stop thinking about my business failing. And I got to see my business as being successful. And that's the only thing I'm going to think about from here on out, right? And every time I did that, no matter what was causing me to fail, right? I never went to the market, right? I didn't complain. I'm not a complainer, right? I always felt that way since a child. I never felt like complaining is good, right? I know I'm supposed to be going over these questions, but this is like real business, right? The questions I'm going over is just like everyday stuff. You hear that all the time, right? So let me throw a little bit of higher knowledge stuff in for you guys, if you guys don't mind sitting around for it. So every single time, and I'm not lying to you, every single time I start to fail, because think about it, if you start to fail, it is a solution, right? But some people are going to get the solution and some people aren't. So some people are going to go a week, or some people are going to go a month or 2 years, and then they're going to come to a time when they fail. And the reason they fail is just because they didn't think of a solution for success within their business. That's the only reason they failed, right? So what you need to do to be successful, just like if you don't have the money you want to have right now, you just need to start thinking about and seeing yourself with that money. And you need to pick a business, you need to pick an idea and see yourself successful doing that business and never ever break faith, right? And that's how you're going to be successful in that business. But I'm telling you, if you break faith every time, you will never be successful, right? That's what it is. If anything you try to do, I don't care who course you take. I don't care if you take mine. I don't care how much money that course costs. I don't care what you do. If you break faith, you will never succeed. So this is about you. My business is about me and my personal faith and about nothing else, right? So just a little higher level information of stuff I learned over the years after making the money I made. You know, if I wouldn't have made this money, I wouldn't be able to tell you guys this information, right? But I made the money and I see how my thought affected my money. And then I just come on YouTube, I come on TikTok, I make courses and I give away this information, right? Making it easy for you guys. The price you pay me is very low compared to what I had to go through, and it was some stress, right? Can you guys think about failing in your business and having to shut your mouth and get your thought off of it and not tell anybody and go within yourself and basically rise it up out of you? You know how stressful that can be. So like if you guys are going through it, I know I've been through all things. I've been through it already, right? So that's why I can train and mentor people, because the problems people tell me is like, okay. Like, I mean, I'm thinking, okay, and what's the solution, right? Because when you tell me the problem, I got like 10 solutions in my mind, even if I don't say them straight up to you, because I'm waiting on you. I'm trying to strengthen your mind up to find a solution so you won't have to depend on me, right? Because I know, even when you come through my training programs, for you to be successful, the student has to become the teacher, right? I have to teach you so good and give you so much information that you can teach other people. That's why people in the past probably have came through my courses and then started selling courses. And I don't care, right? Because that's just my thought, my ideas being sold to more people. And as far as I'm concerned, if my ideas go out into this market, if my ideas go out into this market, into this economy, it's nothing that can hold that value to me, from me, right? So I don't care about, see, I don't think about like how normal people think about stuff. I don't think about stuff that way, right? Because I know my value, my good is always going to return to me no matter what, right? So go ahead, let's get it. Everybody get it. Let's get this money. Owner operators, add those additional forms of value. Almost an hour in. Question where we own. Let's see here. It's like, how can I manage? I believe, let me see, what is that? So we were at the profit potential. 8, how can I stand out from the competition? Because I'm supposed to be executing. Let me execute a little bit faster. How can I stand out from the competition? UVP, think of ideas that nobody else is doing in the market, right? Any and everything you can think about, like I told you guys before on videos, if you're going to get it, network with a bookkeeper, network with a certified public accountant, any and everything you can think of, start writing them down. And that's how you can add more value than the competition. Never look outside yourself. Just go within your mind and start writing them down. The more ideas that you think of, the more ideas are going to come to you, right? Personal experience. This is why I don't depend on the market. This is why I don't depend on anyone else, right? Higher level information that comes from within me, right? So what I started noticing in business is like, the more ideas I put out, the more money I made. People start buying into those ideas when I start dispatching owner operators, right? So basically what happened is my mind became, my mind basically strengthened, right? My business, my entrepreneurship mind basically strengthened, right? Because what happens is you have an idea, maybe you're not for sure about it at first, and you throw it out there into the market, and then the market returns the cash flow to you, right? So you just have an idea in your mind and you throw it out there and you start making money, and you know the money is the proof. You don't need to go to the market. You don't need to go to nobody else. So you start making money, and then you see for yourself, and then that makes you like start thinking of more ideas. So that's why I think of more ideas, because it makes me money, and then I just think of more ideas, and then that just teaches me not to think about anything else other than my idea. And my first principle of business, I maybe haven't talked about this before, but my first principle of business, if you know me, if you know my videos, you probably can already tell, my first principle of business is to never depend on anything outside of my own mind for cash flow. If I wanted to depend on somebody else's mind for cash flow, I would have stayed working 40 hours a week. I would have stayed doing the time clock. I don't know. Do they still do time clocks? Is everything like on the app these days or something? You know what I mean? I don't know. I would have still been asking the supervisor to let me go on vacation if I wanted to depend on somebody else's mind. But I'm a business owner and I want to depend on my own mind. So when I depend on my own mind, I can't, I'm not being controlled by somebody else for cash flow. I'm not a minute late, but the supervisor could be 30 minutes late, but I'm a minute late and I'm getting rolled up. I'm about to get fired. No, I don't got time for them games. I got kids and a family to take care of, and I got to get to it. And it's coming from my own mind. So that's my first rule of business, my first principle of business. Never depend on anything outside of your own mind for cash flow. Only depend on your own ideas for cash flow. Like I told you guys, the trucking industry, owner operators need to add more ideas for cash flow. Do an addition and multiplication game, right? I didn't need nobody else to tell me that. What's going on with the trucking industry? People are focused on rates. What rates are, what is the market review, right? This is stuff you learn when you go get an MBA, when you go get a business degree, right? Entrepreneurs, people who get it from the mud up, we're not thinking about any freight market review, right? It can kiss my ass. The freight market can kiss my ass, right? Because I'm just going to add additional ways for revenue. The freight market can be however it is. That's just one form of revenue. I'm going to think of more like mentorship, whatever I can as an owner operator to add more additional forms of revenue. And then when the freight market goes back up, I guess I got more revenue. But I probably, I think of so many ways of additional revenue. I'll probably make more money than just running loads alone, right? Let's go. Don't wait on the market. Don't wait on other people. Don't wait on people. Hey, even before I started, I'm not waiting for nobody on YouTube, on social media to tell me anything. I'm not waiting on nobody now to identify the problem with the trucking industry. I know the answer myself. I know the solution myself. The trucking industry, you can keep talking about the FMCSA. You can keep talking about brokers. You can keep saying raise rates. Keep saying that all you want. It won't change. And I know that for myself. It won't change. The only thing that would make it change is adding additional forms of revenue. But just wanted to get that out because we need to get to that point. We're taking too long saying the same thing. Everybody just copying. I don't want to say anything nobody else is saying, right? Because knowledge, my information comes from myself, right? So I want to make sure I'm always different and saying something different because that's really the people who say something different, the dreamers of the world are the ones who take the world further. Everybody else is just thinking of the same ideas and having the same thoughts, and thoughts attract circumstance, the same circumstances in the physical world, right? So everybody just has their mind on the same thing and not using their own mind and think of different ideas. Back to the questions. Nine, do I need any specific certifications or licenses? No, you don't. I might have already hit that one, guys. I have no clue. Hey, just keep up with me, or I try to keep up with myself. Probably hitting myself at this time. Yeah, no certifications or licenses, guys. This isn't regulated. Think I did, what was it, 10, how to stand out from the market. Just think of your UVP. Go research, get online, look up UVPs, unique value proposition. The information is out there, guys. All the information you need to be successful is out there. But if you watch what it is with making money, if you watch like mainstream, even before I started making money, I always knew, like, if I think like the majority of the people, I ain't gonna make no money. If I think like the majority of the market, I'm not gonna make any money. Money comes from thinking differently than the majority of people, because that's how you make money. You see what I'm saying? But everybody just pretty much thinks the same, so you attract like no money, because most people aren't making money in their business, 11, what type of insurance do you need? You don't need any type of insurance. The carriers are the one who carry the insurance. You will not need any insurance when you start your freight dispatch business. How do I build relationship with carriers? I recommend you get online, get into some of the trucking groups, Facebook trucking groups. But what you really want to do, you really want to grow your own marketplace. You want to grow your own community. So what I would recommend you do when you get online with that UVP and start marketing UVP, you attract people to subscribe to your channel, to like your videos, and they start seeing more of your videos, right? They start hearing you talk about your UVP even more, and that what draws interest for them to sign up with your company. This is how I did it. This is like $20,000 per month information, right? So but it take everything I'm talking. I'm basically giving you guys all the game, everything I can think of to say in this time period, right? It's probably thousands and thousands. Look, hey, the value always returns to you, right? So why I give out free information, because if I give out this information, the value is going to return to me in some form, right? So I just give out free information. That's all I do. I just come on here and give out free information, and that value returns to me. So that's why I'm telling you guys, and that's why I did in the beginning. Think of additional ways of value to give owner operators, and then come on social media and make videos and give it out for free. And this information they haven't heard of before. So that's what's going to attract them to your business over other people's businesses. And this is how you start making money, right? So then you don't have to ask other people, how fast can I start making money? You just worry about, how do I add additional value? What technology? So number 13, what technology or software do I need? So you need, for a freight dispatching business, you need like the load board, DAT load board. You can go to my website to get access to DAT load board. Click the link on DAT load board. Yes, I do know For those of you who say DAT, you have to have an MC number. Yeah, I had you can either call them, it's a number, you can call them and speak with someone. They can get you access to like a free trial account, right? Or what some people did, this was the idea I like better. I got some of my elite students, go to my website if you want to become a member of my elite program. But what they are doing, they are actually paying to get their authority. That way, when they open their dispatch business, so basically, because you got to use everything to your advantage, right? Tactical, right? You got to see Army, Navy, I'm tactical. You see the 12 laws of the universe. I'm tactical with everything I do, right? Very, very tactical. So you got to be tactical. So what a lot of people, they're being very tactical, and what they're doing is since DAT now says you got to have a DOT number, MC number, they're going to get their authority. So when they market their freight dispatch business, they can market it and say, I offer freight dispatching services. I'm also a brokerage firm, because they went and got their authority. Or if you get your carrier authority, you can say I also lease on owner operators. This is something I did all these things too. So that's why I'm really telling you guys, it's really just a great idea to get your authority. But I didn't have the money to start at first. I just made the money. Your customers were paying for your stuff, man. So what it is, so back in the Navy, when I was in the Navy, staying in the barracks, right, I read a Robert Kiyosaki, what the rich teach their kids about money that the poor and middle class do not. And he taught to use other people's money, right? Your customers will pay you for what you want to get in life, right? So you just worry about giving value to your customers. Your customers are going to give value back to you, and then you use that value to get whatever you want in life, right? So you need to give value to owner operators, right? And like I said, get online, say some stuff for free. Get online, tell owner operators, hey, think of additional forms to make revenue. And me as a freight dispatcher, I'm going to be finding and booking you the highest paid loads. But not only that, any way idea possible, that I can think for you to make more money, I'm going to let you know, right? Because we just concerned, this is business. We all want cash flow, right? So I'm not going to limit yourself, Mr. Owner Operator, Mrs. Owner Operator. I'm not going to limit myself and you. I'm not going to limit your business to loads alone, right? We're gonna open the net a little bit wider and see how we can make that revenue take off, right? So you want to be making video. I mean, if I was starting today, that's what I would be saying as a freight dispatcher, right? I'll probably be all across social media right now, putting that out to as many people as possible. And even if you don't have, even if I didn't have the exact ideas, I would just put the idea out there. Hey, it's unlimited ways to make revenue. However you can think of more ways to make revenue, we need to be thinking about it, right? I would honestly tell them, hey, this is how you can get them too. You can tell them, because what I see in the market, I see everyone just thinking about loads, right? And I don't think we need to wait. I don't think we need to just wait for loads. We're going to try to book those high paying loads. But what I know in business, it's an unlimited way. It's an unlimited amount of ways to make profit, right? Hey, send me an email. If you guys, want to learn more about how to raise your revenue in your trucking business besides just loads, send me an email. That's all you got to do. You just got to get people flowing in the door. Hey, and then if you do that, what I would do that. I don't care even if I didn't have an idea, right? I would do that. And then over the next couple of days, like I said, like attracts like. I would start thinking about ideas. I would put my mind. If I'm broke every minute of the day, I'm thinking about ideas. How I can offer more ideas to owner operators. And what's going to happen, these ideas are going to start coming to you because you're putting your mind on the idea. That's what business is about. I told you guys it's an addition and multiplication game, not a subtraction and division. So what I want you guys to do to really follow my advice, just look in the market and you can see for yourself. I feel like if as a mentor, what I need to do, I need to teach you how you can see for yourself, right? So what I want you guys to see in business, how most people are just focused on ideas that's out there in the market and they're copying those ideas. And you can see this in any business, right? Right? You can see this in politics, right? Politicians. None of them are coming up with new ideas, right? None of them are saying anything new, how to solve problems, how to fix something. So what? So I'm going to tell you guys as a man, like I said, I know, like nobody had to tell me this as a child. As a man, if it's not an idea to add to, if it ain't to multiply, you won't hear nothing come out of my mouth. Because that's the law for me. It's personal to me, right? You won't hear anything come out of my mouth because I know I manifest that into the world. How it works, every thought of wealth that you think as a human being, you literally manifest wealth into the world with every thought. If no human being would think thoughts of poverty, it wouldn't be any poverty in this world, right? So if personally I think me speaking negative adds more negativity to anything I do, I am prepared not to talk about it, right? Myself. So let's get it. It's only going to strengthen me up. It's only going to increase my faith. It's only going to make my students who enroll in my courses more successful, because I'm going to have more knowledge. I'm going to have more intelligence because I'm not looking down on anything. It's only going to 10x my income. It's only going to 10x the income of those who come and join my training. It's only going to 10x the success of the people who join my training. So let's get it. I'm prepared to do this. Let's go. Let's get it. Let's get it. Number 14, how can I manage the risk associated with the business? So there's not that much risk as a freight dispatcher. Like I said, it's not regulated. But one thing, what I would say, guys, you're going to have risk, like you're going to have sometimes loads or cancel. Your driver might fall off a load. So what I recommend, we talk about this much more in my training programs. But what I recommend, just always be looking for another load. Always have a backup plan. That's business, period. That's business, period. That's how you can manage some of the associated risk with any business. Just always have a backup plan in here, right? Kind of have a backup plan, but I wouldn't put like too much faith. I wouldn't like constantly think about that backup plan. I would go hard with my main plan. But if something go wrong, I got a backup plan, right? So when you're booking loads, until that load is on the truck, if I don't got nothing else to do, I might be kind of just breezing load board, looking for another load, seeing if anything's out there. Because sometimes things do get canceled, loads do get canceled, or the load, the dimensions of the load won't fit in the truck. Hey, I do a lot of marketing talk. Hey, this is marketing, right? Freight dispatching is marketing. That's why I try not to talk too much just about like dispatching, just about trucking, because you can find that information anywhere. And I know if I talk more about sales and marketing, that would make you successful, right? Because anybody can learn how to dispatch a load, but sales and marketing, that's much harder. Getting your faith right, thinking positive thoughts about your business, getting that right, that takes more work than learning just about trucking and booking loads. That's why a lot of people fail. That's the most easiest thing ever, right? The marketing and sales is what will get you. Hey, make sure you guys look at that ticker below, because on Wednesday, 10 a.m., we would talk about roofing, sales, contracting. It's kind of just like dispatching, low overhead, kind of a middleman thing. You want middleman businesses. You want low overhead, right? What are the common challenges in this business and how can I overcome them? If you've been listening for a while, you probably know that some of the common challenges is sales, marketing, growing brand awareness. Brand awareness is the amount of customers that know about you. As a business, more people, you should always have a wider and wider audience, right? Social media, running ads, running paid ads allows you to get more and more of an audience, right? Peak game, right? So you guys see the amount of subscribers I have on YouTube, or see the amount of subscribers I have on TikTok or anywhere, right? But check this out. The more subscribers I get, the more money I will always make with whatever I'm selling, right? Like I said, I got the dog kennel coming online soon, but that's just something I can get on social media, which I will soon, and be presenting my dog kennel, right? And the more people have subscribed to me, the more people that's just going to buy, just going to take free information in my free courses. That's just the more people that's going to buy into my paid courses. That's just the more chances of people buying from my dog kennel. You guys, peep game. I'm trying to give you guys like all the game, all the knowledge, right? So I'm telling you, build a following on social media. And how you do this is you come up with a UVP, and that's going to attract people to your business, right? That's how I got to where I'm at. I can't tell you to do nothing but what I did. I mean, I can just give you my knowledge. And if you guys want this knowledge packed up very quickly to you, and then also be able to do one-on-one mentorship meetings with me, just go to my website. If you're watching on TV, just scan that QR code up above, sign up for my training program, so we go get it in. We go get it in. We go make this fast. I really don't got time to waste. I want to start making things happen more quickly. You see, that's why I'm saying I'm going to start using a lot more, because it's time to start taking off, right? Even in my training programs, I want to improve those. I want people to start making money faster and making more of it, right? I'm ready for it. how can 16? We're on 16. How can I start this business from home? So you only need a cell phone, really, right? Just off your cell phone. Email. This business pretty much ran off of load boards, email, social media, all that you can do off your cell phone. You can start today with no money. 3 months from now, you can be making $20,000 a year. If you know me, you should know what you got to do. You got to come up with the right UVP. Then the better the UVP, the more energy in that thought, in that idea, the more energy in that idea, you're going to manifest the same amount of energy in cash flow, in dollars, right? We got to think about dollars are energy, right? They're just paper, right? Dollars are paper with U.S. Treasury Department, $5, $100 or whatever printed on there, but we don't really care about that paper value, right? We want to know how to manifest, how to use the law to manifest that paper value, to manifest that energy into your bank account. You want your ideas to go out from you, and you want to get on social media, send emails, everything like that, to put your idea out there, to put your unique value proposition out there, put that energy out there that you thought of. The more you think about this, the better idea you come up with. That's the more energy that you are manifesting into the market, and that energy will come back to you. I recommend you get on social media using links, link clicks. We're purchasing everything and we're watching everything through link clicks these days. So the more subscribers you have, the more link clicks you get. I don't care if you have 100 subscribers, 1,000 or 100,000. The more you get, the more money you're going to make. So what I recommend you do is getting a UVP together and getting on social media and start advertising that UVP to as many people as possible to attract owner operators into your business. Social media is free. You do not need any money to start this business. And you can make $100,000 per year. What I would do is start attracting some money from those first couple owner operators, reinvest into my business, get a better computer. I don't care if I don't have a lot. I don't care if my bank account is in the negative in the beginning. Because this is what it is. This is how you become successful. The bank account can be in the negative in the beginning, but I'm going to affirm my faith to making $100,000 a year. And so basically, I'm only going to start to see myself in thought and faith as I want my business to be, right? And then as I have my business in my mind, I'm going to act on my belief. I'm going to act on my thoughts, and my thoughts are going to become my physical world. That's what I've been doing this whole entire time. And I know it's only up for me. Let's get it. Let's go. How can I hire 17? How can I hire? Hey, it's also up for you guys. Hey, if it's up for me, you watch me anywhere, you already know what I'm saying, because I'm giving you guys my thoughts. You're taking in this energy and you're going to turn it into some cash flow, right? I want you to take this energy I'm giving you, this information, this energy that I'm giving you, and I want you to act upon the information, act upon the knowledge that you have, and put it into the market for cash flow. That's what I really want to happen. I don't care about nothing else. I want to teach people to use the information I give them and transmutate it into money in your bank account. That's the only thing I care about. So when you join my training, affirm your faith, only see yourself with a successful freight dispatch business. I will do the same. I won't ever break. As long as you don't ever break, you will be successful, because your thoughts in your mind will transform into the physical world. So start in thought, start with faith. The only thing you need is faith to get anything you want. What is the role of a freight broker in my business? This is 18. What is the role of a freight broker? So as a freight broker, if you don't know, freight broker is also, it's the middleman. They're known more as the middleman. They are the ones with the loads. So all the loads are going through the freight broker, and of course the broker get paid from the shipper. If the shipper is paying $1,000 to the broker is going to put it on the load board and try to get it booked for, of course, less than $1,000. So they can make some profit. This is the business of the broker. I'm not hating on the broker. I don't have anything against the broker. That's how they make money. I'm just concerned with how I make my money. Not concerned with anything else. Real businessman. You see what I'm saying? I don't get emotional. I don't complain about brokers, and I don't complain about anything. So let's get it, right? So that's what a broker is. How can I maintain a positive relationship with my clients? Really just give them value. You think about it, man, anybody, think about it. Anybody you have a relationship with, you give them value, they're going to be satisfied. So just always think of higher UVPs. Always be thinking, like when you came into your business, if you stop thinking of ideas to add to your business, if you stop in your mind, your business is going to stop on the outside. Your business is going to stop increasing on the outside, right? And the longer you stay still in your mind, the longer owner operators stay still in their mind, waiting on something in the outside world to change, the longer the bank account is going to decrease. So what you want to do, you want to think of ideas to give more value. Like I told you, owner operators add a mentorship program, charge other people to advertise their businesses on their truck, because that's just blank space. If they start a dispatch service, if they have a wife and they teach her how to dispatch and she starts a dispatch service, now you guys are getting passive income. Maybe the wife hires some people from overseas and starts a call center. I don't know. Think in your mind where you want your business to go and get it there, and don't depend on nobody else, right? So you as a dispatcher, a positive relationship, let me just add value, anything. If they need a CPA, if they need a bookkeeper, any and everything that your customer needs, try to deliver that value to them, and they always like you. They will be happy to give you their money. That's how you want to make owner operators happy to give you their money, right? When I first started my dispatch service, I was doing things people probably still aren't doing today. I was charging like retainer fees, charging $300 or $500 just for them to sign up with me, right? You probably got some people saying, oh, that's so wrong. You can't do that. All this other mess, right? But I'm a businessman. If that person don't like my prices, just like if someone don't like my prices, now keep it moving. It's other businesses, right? I'm not mad at you. I don't care about you. I care about the people who want to give me money, right? I only care about those people, right? So you as a freight dispatcher, when you first start, if you get turned down or somebody don't want to sign up with your company, that's not your concern. You're thinking in minus and division. Like I said, I only think in addition and multiplication, right? So I only care about the customers that want to do money with me, right? So just always add more value to the people that's doing business with you, and they will be happy to give you money, right? So I was charging owner operators $500 sign up fee, right? Stuff that most people probably still can't do. But why could I do that? Because I had a great UVP. My UVP was so great. They say, oh, well, I don't hear this from nobody else. What you're talking about, so the $500 is nothing. You want to make your customers feel like the money that they're paying you is nothing from the value that they're giving. Let me ask you this. Could you come up with a UVP so great where you could charge $1,000 for people to sign up with your dispatch company? I don't care. Nobody's talking about it in the market, but I don't care that nobody's talking about it. Could you come up with an idea that owner operators want to pay you $5,000 to sign up even before they ever dispatch with you? I don't know. Could we? Is it not possible? Is it not? Or is it possible? But the only reason you're going to make that possible is by putting it on your mind. If you think what everybody else is thinking, you're not going to get it. I didn't hear nobody else. When I first started this business, I didn't hear anybody else saying they're charging $300 or $500 for a retainer fee. I don't hear that now, right? But I thought of that idea on my own, and I put it out there. It's like I thought of it, and this is what I got. And then people were attracted to me, and they paid me the money. I didn't force them. It's a free market economy. So when you just keep thinking of these ways to add additional value, you're going to be able to do some things. You're going to call the shots. You're the business person. You don't want to depend on the market and complain about the market. You want to call the shots. I call the shots in my business, right? So you want to be able to call the shots. We might be on 20. We might be about done. I think we are. I might have skipped a few. I don't know if I did. Just bear with me. Bear with me. Yeah, we on 20. Like I said in the comments, I'm gonna go through there later on, guys. It's been about an hour and 30 minutes, but I'm gonna go through the comments later on. I'll just make videos, or you guys send me a text message. My text message number is also 407. What is it? Don't get me lying. I don't want you guys hitting me on my personal number. I always have to pay attention to that. I'll be done gave out my personal number on here. And but hey, if you got the money, you can get the personal number. You can hit me. We can just chop it up about all this stuff I talk about. We can chop it up about freight dispatching. I'm a busy man. I got stuff to do, but money speaks. So I'm not. You can get the personal number too. I'm not saying nobody can't get the personal number if you want it. And then maybe while we're talking, I can give you a few tips. some advice, and you can use, you can use that information to make even more money. But hey, give me a text to 407-698-3972. If you want to send me a text message, or if you got a question, you can just send it to that number. And what I do, I look through my text messages and then basically start making videos and things, advertising, and start making videos talking about your guys' questions that you have. But for tonight, about my last question, we get it here. Like I said, guys, I really do enjoy these lives. I think I put out different information on lives than recorded video. What I know, especially on a mentorship call, we get on one-on-one, we on Zoom, it's gonna start. I'm gonna give you so much information because now I got you on one-on-one. Now you done paid me a couple $1,000s and you got me hyped. You got me thinking even more stuff. That's how I keep making more money and more money, right? Customers pay me money, and then when you start selling something, I don't care if you like send your first invoice for your dispatch service, and that's for $400, $1,000, $2,000. It don't matter. But you send that invoice, you get that invoice paid, and you make that money. It's gonna motivate you more. It's gonna make you want to do more for your customer, right? So you want to recycle that value. You see what I'm saying? As long as you keep recycling that value, you just go keep getting more and more and more, right? So when you pay me, when you get on my website, when you pay me a couple of $1,000, $2,000, and you go through, what you go get at first, you go get my recorded training video. That's like 5 hours. That's cool. That's all right. It's good training. I ain't gonna lie. It's great training. Everybody likes it. I got some real good reviews on that training, right? But it's nothing compared to one-on-one mentorship, right? Because you can ask me specific questions. When you ask me questions, like that makes me think of ideas, right? So we can really get some flow going back and forth, right? It ain't like the recorded stuff. I can only do so much on that recorded stuff. So the future of freight dispatching, hey, this is a real good question, guys. I think this is probably like the best question at the end because everybody wants to know the future of this business. And now I can really like present it and tell you guys like how I think about it, right? So I think online sales is increasing, people are buying more things, and those goods get delivered on a truck, right? So we need truck drivers. We need trucks out on the highway. And as a dispatcher, that's a low overhead business idea that you can offer a service. And this is part of the reason dispatchers make a lot of money, because you're offering a service to owner operators. And the service you're offering to book their loads. I mean, if owner operators can't book loads or can't find loads, that's the main thing, of course, in their business. The primary source of income is finding and booking loads. And you as a freight dispatcher, you're taking over that responsibility. And that's such a huge responsibility in a trucking business. You can just make 8% of that. You don't need much. You can just make 5% of the load. But for you, because you don't have a lot of overhead, you can make only 5% of the total revenue of an owner operator, and you can make a lot of money, right? Because you don't have to pay for the truck, the equipment, the insurance, the fuel, all these things, right? So that's where you come in as a freight dispatcher, right? So the outlook on the industry, right? So I think it's great to get into now. If you understood what I said, if you've been around this whole life, you done learned so much, right? So the outlook on the industry is just like when I came in. It's no different than the day I came in. The outlook, your UVP, your unique value proposition, that's the only thing that matters. Anybody can come into this industry and make money just like I did. It don't matter what the industry's looking like, right? It matters your UVP and how many people you put that out to. Think about it. The industry can be very good, or the industry can be doing not as well, but you have a low overhead business that it don't take that much money to start or run. You just want to get the most value out to the most amount of people. You just want to be one of the most valuable freight dispatchers. So that's the only thing you should worry about. Let's talk about autonomous trucks, right? Right, let's talk about autonomous trucks, right? Because a lot of people ask, what do I feel? Or a lot of people talk about autonomous trucks. Trucks driving themselves, right? So I'm giving you the straight up answer as a businessman. I'm not worried about no autonomous trucks, right? So the how it really works, you start a business, you can't be worried about what's going to happen in the future. What you do, you make all the money in that particular business that you can now. You keep your overhead low, you stack up that paper, and when some stuff happens, when they switch over as autonomous trucks, then you as a dispatcher, you take some of that cash, or you go and get a loan and you got your cash to back you, go buy you an autonomous truck. And then you're sitting at home, maybe you're dispatching your autonomous truck. Man, maybe you thinking, I mean, this I would think. I would think, I started this business with no money, and now I got 10 trucks they can drive themselves, and I'm just plugging in. Now I'm on my cell phone plugging in where my truck is going to go for the whole month, and then I'm getting up and I'm on vacation somewhere, and I got autonomous trucks running around for me, making me money, right? So it's not like you worry about stuff like that. You can make money in this right now, so you get out there and get to it right now and make the money that you can right now, and use that manifestation, use that cash flow, and manifest that into another business, right? That's the way real business people think. Most of the time, people aren't successful in this business or any other business. They're not even thinking like business people. For one, if you leave this live, if you don't leave with anything else, this is what I want you to leave with. Please leave with this. Nothing else matters to me more than this. That in every area of your life, every relationship, your finances, anything that you do me a favor and play the addition and multiplication game, right? Play the addition and multiplication game in your mind. Add to, don't take away. If it's something that's getting to you or something that's, hurting your business, taking money away from your business, thinking about it isn't going to save your business, right? Your savior is increase, right? Whatever you want, your savior, what's going to save you is the opposite, right? So if you're failing, success is going to save you. So if you're failing, you need to think about success and not failure, right? Please leave that webinar. Please leave the live with that. Like I told you guys, in the trucking industry, this industry is thinking subtraction and division and not addition and multiplication. But I'll catch you guys on the next video. I'll be putting out some more videos here soon on my channel. You guys can come back next Wednesday. We're going to be talking about some roofing sales contract. And me and my brother, I just talked to him a little bit earlier before this live. So we're talking about a lot. We're doing a lot. That's another business. A lot of money to be made, like you probably heard us say before. Look at the weather. Look at the storms, the hurricanes, the hail. Just look on the news. I'm not a big watcher of the news, because the news keeps your thought on subtraction and division. I don't play that game, right? So I don't really watch the news, but start looking at the weather, see how the weather is picking up, right? So you can see that's a service. Roofing is a business that's going to always be needed in residential areas and commercial areas, right? But you want to be the roofing sales contractors. You just want to find the leads, just like in dispatching, the loads or the leads. The loads is what makes the money. So in roofing, you don't want to have to deal with getting any equipment, trucks, all these materials. You want to just find the leads and get a percentage off the leads, and the leads is what makes the money. So if you get a little bit of percentage off the leads, you make a lot of money. So business tip, find businesses that you can make a small percentage off finding leads. You can make a small percentage off doing what makes the money, and you just worry about making that small percentage without actually starting the business, right? That's how most businesses, Uber, Airbnb, you know what I mean? That's how most businesses, a lot of businesses are making money, right? Add additional forms of revenue. I'm just thinking of more and more. Before I leave, check out Tesla, right? They probably have like all different type of additional features, right? For the self-driving, you got to pay this much money a month. So Tesla is making money from the car sales and a lot of other stuff too. And what I'm trying to show you, every business is doing it except trucking, because everybody is thinking one way. Everybody is just thinking about making loads. Hey guys, I got to get out of here. I got to get some sleep. I got a long day tomorrow. Hey, I thank you for being on this live. Go visit my website, AntoineWest.biz, if you need any